Spartans, to Halo Headlines, part of Evolved, your home for Halo. In this week's recap, we will cover the top Halo headlines for the week of January 31st to February 6th, 2022. I'm your host, Oren, and with me today is Krista.
Hi.
What's up?
Nothing much, just Halo stuff.
Just Halo stuff. We're back to it. This is our first show of Halo Headlines for 2022, and we got some news to cover. We got some headlines, so we'll dive right into it. But before we get started, we would like to give a quick shout out and thank you to all of our patrons for their continued support to making this show and all of Evolve shows possible. Thank you guys so much. You can head over to patreon.com at Halo Podcast Evolve to learn more about the exclusive rewards we offer our patrons. And if you want to check out our other Halo shows that are part of Evolved, head over to halopodcast.com to learn more. Now, this week, we got a new cannon fodder.
Yeah, it's got some juicy stuff.
It has a pretty juicy bit in it. Of course, go read it on your own if you're listening. I just pulled, I think, the kind of most important thing that we want to take away from it, but he talks about a few other things in there. But it's Alex Waitford, the new community writer for Cannon Fodder. It's issue 124, shipping out, and we learn about Troy Denning's next novel.
Yes,
Ooh.
He's back.
He's back, everybody. We didn't get a release date, we didn't get a cover art, but we did get some juicy synopsis description stuff. So the name of the novel is Halo Outcasts, presumably coming out later this year, I think he said. So we'll stay tuned.
Probably October. That's usually when they release stuff.
Yeah, October timeframe. So it's another classic Troy Denning and Kelly Gay book year, where the two of them release a novel. All right, so the synopsis for Halo Outcasts, 2559. Formerly one of the Covenant's greatest and most fearsome warriors, Arbiter Thel Vadam is now allied with his former human enemies while deeply entrenched in leading the Sanheli people to a new era of unification. But his aspirations are under constant threat, whether by the dangerous, warring factions of rival Sanheli keeps, or the relentless shadow of oppression spread by the renegade artificial intelligence Cortana. An opportunity to break Cortana's chains has suddenly presented itself through the rumored existence of an ancient artifact located on the hostile world of Netherop. Spartan Olympia Vale, trained with the skills to live and thrive among the Sanheli, also recognizes this alien prize as an essential means to aid humanity in reaching the same goal of freedom. But behind the scenes, both Vadam and Vale are being manipulated by a mysterious figure with their own agenda, and to make matters worse, all involved are unknowingly placing themselves at perilous odds with forces beyond their comprehension.
It's Intrepid Eye.
That's a lot to digest. Intrepid Eye, you just gonna boop it in?
Yeah, that's the mysterious figure with their own agenda.
Where did we leave Intrepid Eye last? Refresh my memory. From Point of Light, right?
Yes, she was kind of hanging out in Point of Light, but I think she was trying to kill Cortana, but realized she couldn't, and wanted to destroy the domain with the Halos in order to weaken her. Oh, I think we killed her, actually. Oops. Maybe it's not.
Maybe it's not.
I believe we did, actually. It wasn't Point of Light, it was the other one that just came out.
Oh, Shadows of Reach.
No, Divine Wind. Divine Wind. Yeah. Spoilers for Divine Wind, by the way.
Jeez. Oh, I was thinking of Little Bit when we said Point of Light. There's too many
weird AIs
out there.
I think she may be dead, so maybe not. Veda did that super cool trick on her to get her into the control room, and then blew up the control room.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe it's our favorite friend Minikin Bias, who we always say is going to come back and never does.
No, we won't. We're not that lucky. Maybe it's the Squid Lady from Halo Infinite.
Squid Lady? Man, oh man. The Harbinger.
That's what I call her, yeah. She looks like a squid. She's like a squid lady.
She does kind of look like a squid.
Yeah, she's a squid lady.
Well, I think the most interesting bit about this is that they managed to put both characters with V's in their name in the same book. Vale and Vadam. Like, that's pretty. I mean, all they need is Vortimus, but I don't know if he's alive or dead, but just get all the V characters together. Veronica Dare, get her over here.
We haven't had the Arbiter, Theovadam, in a book since the Cole Protocol.
Really? That long?
He was a main player in that book, and I think he's shown up a little bit here and there, like at the beginning of Shadows of Reach.
And I think he's very, very, I was gonna say very, very briefly in Bad Blood as well, because it takes place right at the end of Halo 5, but it very quickly becomes not an Arbiter story. So
I'm glad. He's a great character. They've really been they haven't been utilizing him. He's so cool. I'm surprised it took him this long to get him to do something cool.
And I'd say, like, of all the cool things to do, like, this is one of the coolest. Not to overuse the word, but just because, like, when we saw him in Halo 5, like, he straight up was, like, leading the Sangheili into, like, a better place, fighting against, what's his name?
Jul Mandama?
Yeah, so you have Jul Mandama's Covenant, and the Arbiter leaves the swords of Sanghelios to unite the clans and all that, and now we get to see part of his leadership to that unification, and I think that's going to be very interesting. I think we're going to get a lot of, like, diplomatic sort of like Sangheili relations in this, and kind of throwing in a layer with Vale. But then obviously you got to have some fighting with those two people, so they're definitely going to get their hands dirty. But I think from a political standpoint, like, I think there's a lot of potential for us to kind of get involved with what the sort of structure and state of Sanghelios and just the Sangheili race as a whole, is. Because as far as we know, they're just trying to rebuild, because they've been constantly fighting for this freedom since the end of the Human Covenant War back at the end of Halo 3. And all of the Kilo 5 trilogy and Halo 4, Halo 5, and like all these other books have kind of leading up to this type of moment. So I think it's very exciting to see where Thel and then now Vale kind of lead to. And then you have the usual mysterious figure,
ancient artifact. Every single time. Damn it. How many ancient artifacts are there?
How are they going to learn? They just got to stay away from ancient artifacts.
They're going to run out of ancient artifacts at some point.
Another bit I want to mention is that they talked about the renegade artificial intelligence Cortana. So I'm curious how prominence of a role she faces, knowing kind of what happens in Halo Infinite and where her story is in the game, without giving away spoilers. A lot of exciting things to look forward to. And then Netherop. I wonder if have we been to Netherop?
I believe we
have. Sounds familiar.
It's very familiar. I was thinking that too.
I was able to pronounce it, so I have a feeling we've seen it before. It was in Silent Storm and Oblivion.
Okay, yeah, we've been there a couple times then.
So we've been there. Chief has been here before. Well, we will give you guys more updates on Halo Outcasts as we learn more about it, but it is the next novel from Troy Denning. It's not going to be any sort of sequel, it seems, so you don't need to read Divine Wind or Shadows of Reach or any of those novels, or at least we don't believe so, but it probably would be helpful to know the events of Halo 5 going into this book, I would say. All right, this week just concluded the third week of the Fractures event Tenrai. If you recall, the event is lasting 6 weeks because we have a 6-month-long season for Season 1 of Halo Infinite. And they've also upped the amount of event challenges you can earn per week. So it used to be 7 for the first week, and the community was like, hell no. So then 343 decided to up it to 10. So if you actually have missed these first 3 weeks, fear not. You can participate in weeks 4, 5, and 6, get your 10 challenges, and you can progress all the way through the 30 free tiers of the Fractures event. And those dates are February 22nd to March 2nd, or March 1st. Wait, I put secondist, so I have a feeling it's March 2nd.
Yeah, I believe it's March 1st, because that's when I'm not getting my nail polish skin until then, so...
Oh.
God damn it. I bought nail polish I'm never gonna use. Damn.
Gosh. So February 22nd to March 1st, and March 1st is a Tuesday, now that I remember. So then week 5 is March 19th to April 5th, and week 6 is April 19th to April 26th, and then of course season 1 concludes on May 2nd or 3rd. I think it concludes May 2nd. Season 2 is May 3rd. Yeah, I'm enjoying the Tenrai event. I think earning Killjoys and Fiesta is the worst challenge you could ever write. But that aside, I kind of like it. I like the updated reward structure, and I just wish I had an armor coating, because I have the default one, which is like a silver, and then another one which is like a stone, and so they're very, very similar, and I don't like it. I want cooler looking armor, but my armor pieces all look cool. I just need better colors. Maybe I need that nail polish color. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's purple and sparkly. All you have to do is buy $25 worth of Xbox nail polish.
Xbox nail polish.
Does Margot like nail polish? Valentine's Day's coming up. You could be like, I know you like nail polish. I got this for you. And then you're like, yes, and my Halo skin. A lot of women are going to be getting nail polish for Valentine's Day.
I'll have to write that down and look into it in the upcoming week. Let's see. Oh, we had a pretty big trailer revealed, dropped last week. Krista, what trailer did we check out?
You know, it's one of those short little indie trailers about Halo. It was for this new little series that's coming out on Paramount Plus. It's a live-action Halo series that takes place in a galaxy far, far away in a timeline that is not our own.
Wow. Well put.
I know. Yeah, so the Halo, the series, launches on Paramount Plus on Thursday, March 24th, and the teaser dropped, and it was fantastic. As we're recording today, it dropped about a week ago. I've seen a lot of people make some comments on the internet about the trailer. I personally liked most of it. It's mostly Cortana memes, and yeah, she kind of does look janky. I think it's the wig. The wig doesn't look very good.
I didn't know AIs could wear wigs.
Well, it's the actress wearing the wig, but...
So we're going to have a new show to kind of tease it.
Oh, another one.
Another show. We have so many shows, it's ridiculous. I remember like 2 or 3 years ago, we were like, do we need another show? And we're like, no, we got plenty of shows. And then now we're like launching shows left and right.
I'm gonna have to go down to part-time.
Pretty much. I don't know how I do it. I might not be able to do some of these Halo headlines with this other show. To kind of tease the listeners, we're going to be launching a new show relatively soon. We aren't ready to reveal the title and details yet, but it will be tied to the coverage of the Halo, the series. So stay tuned for that, and we will talk all about the Silver timeline, the production value, what's going on, and weird Sonic Cortana, as the internet is calling it.
They should have just had her completely animated. That would have been a lot more well received.
I wonder if what's it called? Their special effects budget maybe was just completely spent or something. I don't know.
It's weird. It's like kind of Uncanny Valley kind of. It just looks weird.
To get my impressions real quick, I enjoyed pretty much everything in the trailer and was like, this looks pretty dope. While I watched it a second time and like kind of thought about it, it just really was like setting in that this isn't canon, and it's just everything's just slightly off.
I kind of like it though.
So I'm reserving judgment. You know, it is what it is, and pretty much like any other dual medium that gets, you know, remade in a different, you know, like a TV show or a movie, there are going to be differences and discrepancies. It's just the nature of making TV and movies. Like, there's just too much that goes on that has to change of what's like feasible and plausible. So it is what it is, and we'll see how it goes, and we'll cover it on this fancy new show If you haven't seen the trailer, go watch it. It's a fun time. It looks cool. Like all the suits of armors and like the close-ups of the actors, like all that got me really excited to like see actors portraying these other characters that I've either read about or thought about, or you just see like in the game, but you like know it's a game. But to like see live action actors portraying, like, especially like Halsey, like that kind of gets me more excited.
The CGI for the aliens in the Sangheili looks pretty good too. So as far as we saw like maybe a couple seconds of it, but it looked good.
Like a close up, the one shot that's ready and done.
Yes, but that one shot looked really good. They could at least do one shot correctly. So
that is true. So stay tuned for that. And then lastly, this week that came out just I think yesterday or Friday. The 343 announced that there will be a mid-season matchmaking update that is expected to land later this month, and it is due for some balance changes, some ranked CSR resets, which is your competitive skill ranks, which means it will reset your Team Arena rank, and you'll have to re-earn your placement through your 10 matches. Yeah, that's what's coming down the pipeline. I think they're going to do something with the Ravager because it's not quite strong. They might be doing something with the Mangler because it's very strong. I'm not really sure what they've announced yet. They are looking at it, and like any multiplayer game, there's some balance changes. So we'll stay tuned for that, but that is in the works in the near future. And that's this week's headlines. Krista, anything you want to add?
I like the cat ears. They're good. I still like them, so.
Nice. Cat ears are 2 thumbs way up from Krista.
I hope they show up in the Halo TV show.
Someone's gonna meme that. Maybe you should. You just get some visual effects.
I should take every shot of the TV show and just put cat ears on every single one of the Spartans, and I'll change nothing else. Everything else will be exactly the same.
They should be acting and doing everything just like if they weren't wearing the cat ears, like, because in canon they're in there, you know.
Yeah, they just have cat ears, you know.
They just have cat ears. Heard it here from Krista. They just have cat ears.
They just have cat ears.
Well, Krista, thank you for joining me, and listeners, thank you for joining us. And you can catch next week Halo Headlines episode next week. Look at that. Like I mentioned at the top of the show, if you enjoyed this episode and want to listen to more Halo content from us, you can check out Evolve's website at halopodcast.com. It features our episode library for all of our shows, Podcast Evolved, Mission Debrief, Builds with Blocks, and Halo Book Club. Also, listen to our partners Will and Josh over at HCS Pro Talk for your competitive Halo news. And once again, another special shout out to our patrons for supporting the show and making all of this possible. Head over to patreon.com/Halo Podcast Evolve to learn more and become a patron yourself. And with that, I've been your host, Oren, and until next time, evolve!
Evolve!